Why have I been more nervous to make this video than, like, any other vlog? Like, I've done videos where I've sat down and been like, here's my experiences with, like, sexual abuse. And this video, for some reason, is more nerve-wracking. I feel like this is the first time I'm really putting my soul out there. Hey you, my name is TomSka Ridgewell, and 17 Again is a 2009 comedy movie about a man reconnecting with his wife and children after being magically transformed back into the body of his 17-year-old self. It's also my favorite movie of all time. 17 Again! The movie begins with 17-year-old star athlete Mike O'Donnell, portrayed by a gratuitously shirtless Zac Efron, about to play a potentially career-launching, scholarship-earning basketball game before learning that his girlfriend Scarlett is not only pregnant, but teen pregnant. That's the worst pregnant, I guess.
Is that the kind of pregnant that you're pregnant with a teen?
Yeah.
You're pregnant.
Yeah.
With a teenager.
And then the teenager comes out, and it's like...
Zac Efron.
Oh, that would be awesome! Imagine if you just shit out Zac Efron one day.
That scene was horrible. It's like Ace Ventura.
Knowing he can't both follow his dreams and do right by his partner, Mike abandons his only shot, little basketball joke for you there, at success and commits himself to Scarlett and their unborn child right then and there. We rejoin Mike 20 years later, depressed, downtrodden, and now played by Matthew Perry, who you may not know has done much more than just play Chandler in Friends. He's actually been in a bunch of cool stuff, so maybe do a bit of research before you go around saying, oh, that's Chandler from Friends, because he's a great actor and he's done a lot of cool things, and I don't have to explain myself to you. Matthew Perry is my best friend and he's also my dad. Mike, consumed by bitterness over his less than satisfactory life, has alienated his now wife Scarlett, played by Leslie Mann, to the point that she has kicked him out of the house and filed for divorce. His two kids, Maggie and Alex, are also pretty disinterested in him and his shoddy attempts at parenting. Fired from his desk job and crashing with his geeky high school best friend turned multimillionaire software developer Ned Gold, played by Tom Lennon, Mike finds himself longing for the past when things were inarguably better. What do I miss from the past? Seeing my feet. Oh, do you guys remember going upstairs and not getting out of breath? That was great. Shortly after reminiscing over his wasted potential with a friendly but cryptic old janitor, Mike finds himself peering into a questionably CGI whirlpool before tumbling into it and transforming into his 17-year-old self once again. It's like the 1946 film, It's a Wonderful Life, but with a bad CGI whirlpool, and it's not that much like It's a Wonderful Life. There is a bridge, though. Realizing he now not only has the opportunity to do his life over, but also be an active part of his kids' lives, Mike re-enrolls at his old school under a fake name, and his journey of growth and redemption begins. And that's as much as I could be bothered to write about 17 Again. The rest, just watch it. Watch the movie. Clearly I like this movie, okay? Watch the fucking movie. 17 Again! Having worked with Zac Efron 2 years prior on Hairspray, sibling producers Adam Shankman and Jennifer Gibgot wanted to make another movie with Zac as the lead. Shankman, who had directed Bringing Down the House in 2003, snatched up another script by its writer, Jason Filardi, and made a few changes to it, namely aging up the main character from 14 to 17 to fit Efron as the lead. Director Burr Steers was brought on, likely due to his work on teen drama comedy Igby Goes Down in 2002. You may not know Burr Steers by name, but you've probably seen him get killed in Pulp Fiction. B-U-R-R-S-T-E-E-R-S. Fucking mental name, I know. The movie also included a number of teen comedy veterans, such as Tim Surstead, the director of photography for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Teen Wolf, and even Little Miss Sunshine, and Rolf Kent, the musical composer for Mean Girls, Legally Blonde, and Freaky Friday, another good body swap teen coming-of-age kind of movie. I'm good at describing movies. Please hire me to write the bios on films. What's the movie coming out? I'll do it right now. Infinity War. That man needs his glove. 17 Again! So let's talk about the film's strengths. In my opinion, it is perfectly cast. It has so many strong comedic roles. I don't look at anyone and think this character would have been better played by this person, especially Zac Efron, because oh my god, he is just the perfect package. He is pretty, he is funny, and he is genuinely a great actor. And yes, I have a little bit of a crush on Zac Efron, but I think I mostly want to be him, not be in him, or have him be in me. No one's getting in anyone, although if I could wear his skin, I would do that. I wouldn't fit, so it would look quite upsetting. Can someone please Photoshop Zac Efron's skin onto my body? I want to know what that looks like. Thanks. This movie lets the cast really play to their strengths. Yes, Matthew Perry is very funny. He's a great comedic performer, but he's also stellar at playing jaded and sarcastic, which I'm guessing comes straight from the heart for him. Michelle Trachtenberg is also really good at playing an annoying teenage girl. I'm sorry if that's sexist, but have you seen Buffy? Have you met Dawn? She is a natural. And to go back to Zac Efron, he's just perfect. He is, I think, for me at least, he's everything that I wanted to be when I was in high school. He's pretty and he's cool, but he's also heartfelt. And he just fucking nails the role, in my humble opinion. The film is just the right amount of self-aware. One character refers to it as a classic transformation story, and I think it's just meta enough to be a cheeky little nod to what it is without it coming off as jaded or cringy and like the people who worked on it hated doing so. Watching 17 again, it's clear that there was a great energy on set. Everyone was having fun. I mean, Burst is quoted as saying, "I've never had so much fun on set before," and I think that reads on camera. There was clearly so much laughter and improvisation, but it also doesn't get in the way of the story being, you know, concise and well put together. The story is just the right size. No character is obsolete and everyone fills a purpose. Ned isn't just there to be comic relief, he's also there to answer the opposite hypothetical to Mike O'Donnell's life, where he isn't popular in school, he doesn't get the girl, but he does grow up successful, and is he still happy? You know, is there things he'd like to do differently? And I don't know, I just think that's pretty neat. I also think something that makes 17 again work so well is that it's such an accessible fantasy. I personally find myself constantly wondering what would happen if I could zip back into the body of my younger self and relive my youth, you know, what I would do differently. For one thing, probably not eat as much. Honestly, that might only be the only change. Pizza is good though. Zac Efron both studied a lot of Matthew Perry's performances and worked with him directly to mimic a lot of his mannerisms and deliveries, and I think that's something that makes the whole movie so strong, is it really does feel like you're just watching a smaller, sexier, which is possible, Matthew Perry dominate the screen. I love Matthew Perry and Zac Efron, okay? Without spoiling too much, my personal favorite scenes in the movie are the car, the cafeteria, and the courtroom. When Zac Efron gets out of that car, oh, fuck, that's cool and sexy. God, I wish that were me so bad. And in the cafeteria, that is such an awesome takedown of a bully, and it's just the kind of thing that I think anyone would just love to do if confronted with a bully again in real life. And the courtroom scene, again without spoiling too much, is just such an amazing performance from Zac that it gives me all the feelies, and it's really sweet, and Leslie Mann is great. It's a good movie! 17 again! Okay, now while 17 again may be my favorite movie, I do acknowledge that it isn't exactly perfect at points. For one thing, the beginning of the movie is littered with painfully expositional dialogue.
Trust me on this. You're looking at Scarlett kicking you out of the house and the kids wanting nothing to do with you as a negative.
You can just show us something. You don't have to have the character tell us. Gah! Also, the timeline doesn't really make sense. If Scarlett got pregnant 20 years ago, then why is her daughter still in high school? She should be at least 19 years old. Did she get held back a year? Did they lose the child and have a different one? Oh god, is that like a secret miscarriage storyline in this movie? Someone get it an Oscar! And I know it's a tiny and insignificant little detail, but there's a scene where Ned is playing video games, he puts the controllers down, but the game keeps going, revealing that it's just a video loop. And also, he says pwned in that scene, which I know that Zac Efron taught him on set, but still, it hurts a little bit. Just a little bit. In this boob. This final one is an unavoidable spoiler, so if you do still want to see 17 again, feel free to mute this video until this icon goes away, okay? Done? Alright, so at the end of the movie, Mike and Scarlett have repaired their marriage. He's an adult again, he's going home, but from his kids' perspective, from Maggie and Alex's perspective, nothing has changed. As far as they're aware, their father was just absent this entire time, and they have no reason to like him anymore now. And also, what happens if, and inevitably when, they realize that their dad was a teenager and the daughter tried to have sex with him, and the son's only friend no longer exists? Because they're gonna see an old picture of him and they're not gonna be as stupid as Scarlett. They're gonna figure that out, and that's gonna fuck them up. Alright, welcome back. 17 again, it's a good movie. Won't result in any emotional trauma for any kids involved. 17 again! Okay, enough opinions. Let's talk about some fun 17 Again facts. Those exist and are a real thing. Santa Monica High School is the location used for all of the school scenes in 17 Again. It was also featured in the 1955 film Rebel Without a Cause, starring James Dean. That is James Dean, the deceased American actor, not James Dean, the alive American porn star. He's not an... Well, I guess you could argue he is an actor. What really defines acting? 17 Again is actually referenced in Hannah Montana, Season 4, Episode 2, To the Principal's Office.
Not as sweet as Zac Efron in 17 Again.
Which is strange, given that Sterling Knight, who plays Alex O'Donnell, actually also played a character in Hannah Montana just a couple of years earlier. I mean, am I supposed to believe that in this universe, in the very sacred Hannah Montana universe, there is a real Sterling Knight, and the guy from Hannah Montana, am I supposed to believe what, he just changed his name and moved to Hollywood and started being in movies? You know what? I think it's I think it's the Illuminate. I think it's a conspiracy by the Illuminate, and I can't handle this anymore. The movie also has a number of deleted scenes, none of which I really miss, including a bunch where Mike interferes with his kids' relationships, but also one where he has a very unnecessary dance sequence, and one where he nearly has a threesome with a bunch of teenage girls. That scene is pretty funny, but it's probably for the best they cut that. Jesse Hyman, or Jesse Heyman, plays the school mascot in the opening scene of the movie. Jesse has been dubbed the world's greatest extra, appearing in a lot of films. It's a lot, to be fair. You know what? I'm not done talking about Hannah Montana. In 2009, both Hannah Montana the movie and 17 Again were released, both featuring Melora Hardin, who plays Principal Jane Masterson. And if I'm just supposed to sit here and just take that and what, you're gonna tell me that it was just a casting thing? Fuck you, Illuminate! I'm onto you! Brian Doyle Murray, who plays the janitor slash spirit guide slash guardian angel, is Bill Murray's brother, and also in the scene where we first meet him, the clever placement of some trophies makes it look like he has angel wings, and I just think that's cool. In the movie, Scarlett wants to be a landscape gardening designer, which is actually the same job as both my uncle and my father, and also it's apparently an airy-fairy bullshit job, according to Authority on Real Jobs and YouTuber Hazel Hayes. This is empty. There's a pretty on-the-nose Back to the Future reference in 17 Again with the whole parent-child borderline incestual relationship thing, which sounds way worse if you haven't seen either of the films, but that's not where the connection to Back to the Future ends, as Melora Hardin, who plays Principal Jane Masterson, was also originally cast as Jennifer Parker, Marty McFly's girlfriend, in Back to the Future before being recast as she was deemed too tall to play Michael J. Fox's girlfriend. Hollywood's great. During production, the film was just called 17, and that fact isn't very fun or interesting, but now you know that. Fuck you. The scene in which Matthew Perry turns to the camera and details the exact date, time, and nature of my death was actually improvised and not included in the film, and also a dream that I had. Also, it's worth noting that there was very nearly a 17 Again musical, which is just fucking great.
It's my sci-fi dream come true now that you're 17. I'm 17, whoa, 17 again!
Alright, let's wrap this review up with some closing thoughts. 17 Again is not the greatest movie in the world. It is formulaic and unastounding, and everyone who worked on it probably hasn't given it a second thought since the premiere. But while it is formulaic, it is a perfection of that formula. It is uncomplicated and tight-knit, and it makes me laugh, and it makes me happy, and I think it does that for a lot of people. And that's what makes it a perfect movie to me. It's exactly the kind of movie that I would love to make one day. I don't care about winning an Oscar. I just want to make people happy and walk out of the cinema quoting things and having a laugh, and that's wonderful. And that's why I think this movie is wonderful. Something doesn't need to be critically acclaimed or award-winning for your enjoyment of it to be valid. If you want to listen to trashy pop music or TV shows or unastounding movies and you love those things, that's great. It makes you happy. It doesn't matter to me that 17 Again only has 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb and 56% on Rotten Tomatoes, because to me, it's a 100%. And that's all that matters. I love it. It makes me happy. And if something makes you happy as well, that's all that matters. God, the world is a shitty place, and as long as the things you like aren't making the world shittier or hurting anyone, that's great. Go for it. Enjoy it. I know I will. I'm gonna continue watching 17 again, although not for at least a year now, because, oh my god, I need some time off. I know too much about this movie. That's my thoughts. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. TomSka out. Hey, so let me know in the comments down below what your favorite guilty pleasure is, but also do bear in mind there's no such thing as a guilty pleasure. You can enjoy whatever you want, unless it's a crime, in which case, I guess you are quite literally guilty. If you really want to post in the comments what crimes you like to commit, that's up to you, I suppose. Why am I still talking? Well, it's because this video isn't 17 minutes long yet, and I feel like I'm kind of missing a ticket if I don't make it at least 17 minutes long, so people who only look at the thumbnail can get a kick out of that fact. What should we talk about? Here's a picture of Eddie, my co-writer, at 17 years old. Look at that hair. Look at that blonde hair. How silly. Can you imagine someone dyeing their hair blonde? I'd never do that. And here's Elliot, my editor. Look at him. Look at that big emo. A big northern emo. His voice coming out of that body would be funny. Oh, I've got a new store, by the way. New merch store, TomSkaShop.com. We got a lot of new posters and t-shirts up. So you could look at them. You give me some sweet money. I do love money. This may surprise you, but I like to pay bills and buy food. Although I could probably do with buying less food. But yeah, I just want to say thank you for watching this review. I worked quite hard on it, and now know more about this movie than I ever wanted or needed to know, to the point that it may have ruined the movie for me. We probably put at least 30-40 hours work into this. I'm pretty tired now, but thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Penis.